I'm Natalie Fields, manager of the Deer Park Branch Library. Today, we're commemorating 30 years of the Americans with Disabilities Act. The ADA was signed into law on July 26, 1990 by President George W. Bush. And this critical piece of civil rights legislation prohibits discrimination and guarantees that people with disabilities have the same opportunities as everyone else to participate in the mainstream of American life: employment opportunities, access to goods and services, and participation in government programs and services. So, what does accessibility mean in a library? We've learned from our customers that in order to be fully welcoming and accessible, we must use the ADA as a guide, just as a starting place. But it's the voices and input from people with disabilities that help us make accessibility real.
Having accessibility and inclusion means the world to me and so many people with disabilities, because it means that people care, and that they make sure that we're included in things, and that we're allowed to live our lives as freely and as we choose, as much as any other individual.
This branch means a lot for the people who have disabilities, like wheelchairs, walkers, access, drop you off and then come back for you. It means a lot, and that's why I'm here today.
To create our facilities master plan, the library asked for community input. We hosted 41 listening sessions, 15 focus groups, and we conducted surveys. Again and again, we received feedback on making our libraries more accessible and welcoming to people with disabilities. Meeting ADA standards alone does not ensure that the library is a space for everyone. And a good example is the current Deer Park branch, where we're filming today. This branch is a tiny, busy library currently located in a 4,100 square foot space in the Dillonvale Shopping Center. We do not have automatic doors. And this means that customers using wheelchairs, scooters, or other mobility devices can't even enter the space without assistance. The branch is full of furniture, holding books, computers, tables, chairs, things customers need in a library. But this same furniture and the narrow aisles make moving around the branch difficult or impossible for customers who use mobility aids or who have strollers.
It is a very tiny spot and not a lot of mobility. Obviously I do have twins, so I do have a longer type, but if I use my double stroller, I can't come in. First of all, getting in the door is very complex to start with. There's a big bump, so the bump coming over that is hard to get in. I have to open both doors. Opening both doors with one person is very complex. And then having to go around all of the shelves because they're so close, you gotta like pick them up, move them, pick them up, move them. It's actually a very complex task to come in.
Our bathrooms are small. Books are on very low and very high shelves.
It can be hard to reach things on high shelves and get to things without a lot of help, because at the bigger library, there's people around, but they're also kind of not around because it's so much bigger and everybody's more spread out. But being able to come to my local one, I think will be so much better, because I'm looking around and a lot of these shelves look a lot lower, so they could be easier to reach. And because it's smaller, I would imagine it'll be easier to access staff to help with things that I might need.
I see a lot of obstacles that people have. One, you go to park. If you don't have a handicap spot, people park on the line, people park crooked, then you can't get out of your car, and then you have to like get them out, in an unsafe environment. Then you cross the street to come in and you're trying to get in. So it has a lot of impact on if you're even gonna take them places, because if you can't get in and out of a place, is it easy or a safe environment for them?
When planning the expansion and renovation of the Deer Park branch, functional accessibility and inclusion were at the forefront of our process. In the new 25,000 square foot next generation library, you can look forward to automatic doors, more accessible shelving, wide aisles, larger restrooms, level flooring, low nap carpets, carpets that are flushed with the sealed concrete, and no area rugs to trip on. Active space and quiet spaces to meet different sensory needs. There are spaces to be noisy and move around freely, and spaces for settling down and working quietly. And we'll have some assisted listening technology in our meeting rooms.
It will be great. It will be so much more accessible because this is really close to where I live. So it'll be easier for me to drive over here in my chair. I live in Silverton, which is only about a mile away from here, and I drive over to this area all the time. So it'll be really great to have the library right here and easily accessible.
You're allowed walk around in the new location, no rugs, nothing. They're bigger than this space right now. It means a lot to me because I will do more stuff in the big spaces.
I know having like a bigger space for them just to be able to sit down and read a book with other kids, because I know like story time, if it ever comes back, they loved that. But being able to have that space.
I think that other organizations and other business people who want to build businesses and things could take a page from their book, because they really took notice of people with disabilities and people with mobility issues and said, hey, this is important. We want to make sure that they're included. We want to make sure that they're a part of things. And they had people from the ADA be involved. And who better to do that than people who live it? So, I think that's just phenomenal. And I think that other people could take a page from that book.
Construction on this next generation library is underway, and we hope to open late this summer or early fall. Please come visit us and let us know how we're doing. We go further together. This new branch design and updates that we've made to accessibility are a result of your input. And I can't wait to welcome you to the next generation Deer Park Library, where minds of all kinds find a space for everyone to learn without limits.
Thanks of Deer Park Branch. You are so amazing.
Here's to another 30 years and more of the ADA. Let's keep on fighting, people.